Hey, folks, thanks for tuning in to our MMG weekly recap. So, we are now on the march to the Fed. This week we had a quiet period, at least for a change, where there were no Fed officials speaking and nobody, quote unquote, jawboning the bond market. And so the bond market was a little calm in its efforts to try to find a peak in rates. The other peak that we're trying to find out is if we are seeing a peak in inflation. On Friday, we got the core PCE, which is the Personal Consumption Expenditure Index. It's the Fed's favored gauge of inflation, and it showed that on a year-over-year basis, came in a little bit cooler. And it's a silver lining in what we're worried about, obviously, are scorching prices. At the same time, the headline inflation remains hot, which tells us we have multiple inflations to track. There's wage inflation, there's headline inflation, which is food and energy, and then there's inflation on everything else. Well, the everything else inflation coming down would be a really, really good thing. So now, as we march to the Fed, there's a lot of headline risk, folks. They're going to probably raise rates by 50 basis points. I think that has been well telegraphed. The balance sheet reduction is the one that you need to be prepared with yourself and with your pipeline, your clients, long-term locks. Because if they come out with a plan and the market doesn't react nicely, next Wednesday could be just an absolutely crazy day. But if you're looking for a peak in rates and you're looking for maybe a top 3% on a 10-year note, remember last week's video, on 420, we hit 298 and change. And here we are, 289 after a hot employment cost index and a hot inflation headline number. We're trying to form a top in rates. And if you're looking for a place, you got a technical ceiling at 3%, which is like a psychological. We had a nice little candle pattern that continues to hold to this day, 9 days later. And it's all coming into when the Fed actually does something. So as we go into next week, think about it. Are we going to get maybe a sell on the rumor, right? Sell on all the tough Fed talk, and then buy when they actually do it? Let's see. It's going to be fascinating, but it's going to be volatile and crazy. Be sure you're plugged into your data feed. Have yourself a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.